this amazing city. And we rode here from New Jersey. I actually don't remember where I woke up this morning, but let's call it New Jersey. Let's call it Philadelphia, the suburbs of Philadelphia, which happens to be called New Jersey. We had a pretty grueling ride today, 90 miles, rain, cold. It was in the 40s all day. We climbed just under 7,000 feet. And like if you're in Los Angeles and you look up at the mountains, or if you've ever seen like the Rose Bowl on TV and you see the mountains above there, you can climb 7,000 feet up there easily and then turn around and come back down and get on with your day. But if you are climbing 7,000 feet like this all day, and every time you crest one of these hills, you might dip down a little bit, and then you see the next one coming. It's insane. Oh my God, is it insane? And we literally got here right before dinner time, and we left our hotel at 8 a.m. So, as I have been saying for 4 years, you know, whatever we talk about our ride every day, it's nothing compared to what the kids are going through. It's nothing compared to what mom and dad and siblings are going through, and grandparents and friends and community. So we're grateful to be out here. It's a real honor to be doing what we're doing, and raising money to support the Pablove Foundation. Our dedication tonight is to a little boy from Boston who was treated at Boston Children's, called Riley Roman. And he passed away just in June, a few months ago. He was 8.5 years old, and he had a brain tumor with a good prognosis. And you know, we're lucky that I'm 40 years old. So when I was younger, I guess I always thought that anybody who was diagnosed with cancer, it was always like bad news or something. And over the years, in my lifetime, we've made so many strides to the point where you can get cancer with good prognosis, and you can get through treatment, and you can be totally cool for the rest of your life, or for a long period of time. And the same holds true with pediatric cancers. A little boy named Riley can be diagnosed with a brain tumor, and it can be a curable form of cancer. It can be in a place in his brain that can be treated, and then things can be great. Riley was due to be cured. He was due to be get through his treatment and go on with his life. And in the final week of his treatment, the tumor migrated to the tip of his brain stem, which is a very difficult place, frankly an impossible place to go into surgically, because of course everything is happening right there, and there's no way to get in there. And he and his parents faced this term that there was no treatment option for Riley. And so the same week that his mom Andrea was supposed to tell him that he was cancer free, the exact opposite happened. Much of that story is the story that happened with my son Pablo, and his older brother Grady, and my wife Joanne, and myself. We thought we were on one path, and we had all the hope in the world propelling us, and then we got the exact opposite news in reality. And the great thing about Riley is that while he was in treatment at Boston Children's Hospital, he really wanted to help other kids to be kids. And keep in mind, you know, he was 8.5 years old in June, and so he's a young dude, and he worked with the child life people in the hospital to come up with ways for his fellow patients to have fun, or to kind of get out of the doldrums, or to get out of the normal stuff that they did in the playrooms and whatever. And he came up with this idea. I hope you can see this photo. Megan printed it out for me. It took me a minute to figure out what this was. So that's the back of his head that you're seeing. And he came up with this idea to paint his head, and he would leave it like that for a few days. And he would encourage other kids to do the same thing. That's really just an incredible piece of art. It reminds me of the guy on Sesame Street who used to paint numbers on his head. And I got to tell you, if I didn't know every single image that had ever been taken of Pablo, I would think that that was him. I mean, it looks exactly like him from behind. You guys, I don't know. I don't know how it is that I show up here every year and do this, and how I'm able to talk about other people's children who are going through treatment and who have passed away after really digging in their treatment. People often ask me that question, to be honest, and I don't really know the answer. I just know that I feel like part of my purpose for being here is to be a voice in the pediatric cancer community and to give voice to the experience that we are all going through. To be honest, like looking at this photo is really difficult for me because I want to just go into this photo and give him a giant hug, you know. But I do know that what we're doing here is flying a flag in a region of the country that we've never been to before on our bikes, and I know that we're making a big difference in this region, and I know that we are raising a good deal of money for the Pablove Foundation. We're in the process of all of that right now, and I know that we're riding into the capital of the United States tomorrow, and that is, I don't know what it's going to be like. I've never ridden my bike into that, but I'm very anxious. I'm anticipating how breathtaking it's going to be, and from that point, that's the final city on this journey that I've ever been to with Pablo. Once we get past DC, we're in no man's land. I've been in Boston with Pablo a couple times. We had been as a family. We've been in New York as a family. I've been thinking a lot about getting past DC and what that's going to feel like, and how our journey of supporting children who are going through treatment and putting out a heart light to families who've lost their children is going to feel. And since we check in twice a day, I'll definitely be able to let you know about that. So tonight we dedicate our resting hours to Riley Roman and his family in the Boston area, and our hearts go out to you, and we'll see you in the morning. Thanks.